Hi, I'm Nick Paumgarten. We're going to be taking a trip out to Governor's Island, which is a small island off the tip of Manhattan.
It's only a 7-minute ride from Lower Manhattan, about that from Brooklyn. We have boats leaving from the Fulton Ferry landing as well. So I guess I have one of the most unusual commutes in New York City because I do take a boat to work every day, and very few people in New York take advantage of the boats in the harbor and remember that this was a harbor port. Governor's Island was first settled by Native Americans. The Dutch were here briefly before they went to what we call the Big Island, Manhattan, in the 17th century. And the island acquired its name, Governor's Island, because it was the residence of the British royal governor. Starting around 1800, Governor's Island became a military base, and it was off limits to New Yorkers until 2003, because it was used first by the U.S. Army until 1966, and then by the U.S. Coast Guard. We're in Noland Park. This part of the island was actually off limits to everyone except for officers and their guests and families when this was a military base. And you can see there are beautiful houses from the 19th century. But many people, including the landscape architect working on our park master plan, talk about this as sort of this imagined New England village. And again, it's hard to believe that you're in the middle of New York City with the harbor right behind you. We don't know what the houses are going to be used for in the future because our deed restrictions do ban residential housing. But I do know that a lot of visitors like to come here and fantasize about what it would be like to live in a house like the one behind me, which is really a magnificent house from the mid-19th century. We're in the sort of newest part of Governor's Island. It's called Picnic Point. This used to be, if you'd come here about 6 or 7 months ago, this was filled with old, decrepit Coast Guard buildings. We demolished those to create this new area. You know, we had this idea about this abandoned half of the island, because this part of the island was always closed to the public. When we build the future park, this will truly be like a green landmark in the harbor. So this part of the tour actually is not open to the public, but it's very important in terms of thinking about the future of Governor's Island. We're going to go to the top of Building 877, which is an old apartment building, to see the view, because as one of the key elements of the future park and public space is the idea of creating hills from debris on the island. This is the view you'd have from the top of the future park, and obviously the Statue of Liberty and Ellis. But just to give you a sense of scale of the park and what it can be, the park starts where that cupola is. That's Liggett Terrace, where we were playing miniature golf. And all of this green space, all the way out to the edge to those trees, that will be parkland. The area where you see some buildings, those buildings will be demolished, but that's reserved for future new construction and development. And you can really imagine the island, you know, with new buildings there, a beautiful park, and its incredible relationship to the rest of the harbor.